Obviously, Envy being the team that this is the map that they chose, they're extremely confident on this one. They almost looked flawless in actual Challengers Stage 3, but of course, we just saw them lose this one to TSM, so at the same time, Stell Gaming, once again, might have a little bit more behind them, and most importantly, I'm hoping that Envy are able to cool their heads off after that last loss, because once again, like, with how Gui just walked away with that, that's a little bit of a head scratcher and a little bit of a tilter.
Well, the MO is the same as the previous map. Survive on attack, thrive on defense, and Envy will try to survive on this B site to start things out. Popping good for 2, as he'll plant this spike and let Egster get that extension going. Stell planning to go for the breakout. Poppin revealed on the box, so he's gonna have to step back out into this. No, Saturate's gonna catch him early. He'll have to go for the solo fight as Egster holds the crunch. Ooh. And that'll get 2, makes Poppin's job so much easier. Envy's up 1-0 off the pistol.
Yeah, nice, fast, clean pistol round there. You could see the idea coming through from Stell. They wanted to flash one side, peek out, and then while everyone's looking at Zenatsu, then they run out and make it happen. But Egster has been shooting sharp on stage today. And you know what? This is once again going to be the big thing that I think that Stell have to really account for, because you know that Yoru is going to be up to no good for your team. And especially too, once again, going to that double duelist conversation, the fact that Egster is not the only duelist now opens up a lot more avenues for Envy to explore. Of course, on the other side as well, Stell also walking with that double duelist composition. To me, I think that the utility usage always looks a little bit better from Stell Gaming. They just got to make sure that they convert those into kills, or at least stop it when Envy decide to pop off.
Well, KaneZero with this charge. Gonna start rolling up. Seeing how much he can grab.
Okay, okay.
Wow. Modern art.
Did they say this gun was gonna get a nerf anytime soon, or I can't remember. Huh.
Well, we'll take a bit of a road trip here. Hunting for Gui.
Here.
But about as certain of a start as you could ask for Envy. You know, hitting the foot to the floor to start things out is so crucial, because so much of winning this defense for Stell is being able to out foot race them. So if you're able to negate the possibility of a read by just being quicker than them, then it takes care of a lot of the macro for Envy for them.
Yeah, at that point too, like, I don't even think that was a well-coordinated play. It was just KaneZero flying through with the judge.
He's sort of just running it down with that one, but...
And at the same time though, like, it kind of works out perfectly. I mean, with the rest of the team, they just kind of trail behind, get ready for those trades, but so much space is just bought with the judge. And honestly, there's just simply nothing you can do if you are Stell Gaming there. So a really good confidence round for KaneZero, which I think is going to be really important, especially as these rounds continue to unfold. Because like we've been saying, we haven't seen that pop-off performance from KaneZero that we had really expected coming into Ascension. And that all comes down to confidence, in my humble opinion. And so seeing one of those types of rounds come through, it helps elevate your players a little bit more. And I think that that will be important if we want to start seeing KaneZero come online.
Definitely so much on him to be able to press Envy forward for this attack. Inspire is gonna start lurking. Seeing how slow Envy can get away with playing. Sounds like the bonus. It's a beautiful poke on the Gui. I mean, that is marvelous. Start things out. You scared him so hard, and Envy, whoo, Inspire's gotten 2 on the lurk up top. So Stell, they gotta poke the bear a little bit here. See if Envy roar back again and give away another body. But, I mean, Inspire's still just hanging out here. That's an easy third. You might just save your rifles at this point, I think. Yeah, you get rid of Inspire, get the hell out of there.
Wow. So much impact just kind of bought by the Cypher on the other side from Envy. Inspire finding a multi-kill is massive because, like we said, Stell, they've got a very coordinated plan when they do want to retake some of these sites. And we've seen the danger of their retake. And yet still, like, their confidence kind of understanding where some of these players are going to be and not checking Inspire. It just simply cannot happen at this point. And so as a result of that simple non-check, we see Envy be able to walk away with that third bonus round. And sure, they're able to carry those 2 rifles over, but it's still not looking fantastic for Stell Gaming. And I'm so curious to see what's going to happen next. Yeah, Inspire just walks away with 2. The swing just a little bit mistimed from those 2 players to be able to shut that one down, and Inspire still gets another. So once again, massive value bought just from that mid lurk.
Yeah, Inspire's gonna keep re-upping on that till the cows come home. Still, I have to continuously debate how much pressure they put on both the stairs and the market door, because Envy are liable to break it pretty quickly. Zenatsu poking Eggster. Fantastic reaction to keep a leash on Envy. But that is one of the hero rifles that they have brought into this round, so you got to keep finding those key moments where you could break apart. Here might be one of them, as Poppin lays the drone up as two others on Envy's attack go up the elbow. You got some players on a real island here. If you set up a trap properly, like Stella is inclined to do, turn this round on its head.
But it's just so slow and cautious right now from Envy. This is buying time for Stella.
Kane slow peeking Zenatsu, who's still holding it down, and now the entire reposition from Stellai. They can bring everybody to A site. The conversation gets brought to Envy. And Inspire, unable to catch anybody on that cross. He'll just have to stick around and see if he can chauffeur Envy over to the B site now.
Very unconventional coming out from Envy there. They get the information, but they don't decide to commit onto the actual site. They don't necessarily know who's in the backline there. The threat of utility and the threat of the pop out, I think, was just a little bit too overwhelming for Envy. And so they decide to call it quits in what should have been a pretty easy site take. So they will be able to get the spike down here, but it's going to be Stell Gaming on a 5v3 retake. Rescuing another rifle as well, but still two pistols on their side.
It's a little odd, not at least like fast landing there to see what they've got, you know? Instead just poking out after Zenatsu's already had time to reset. Well, you have reset the playing field and the clock, so Stella have to restack. Now 3 rifles on the board, and Poppin's found the nice choke to let this Hunter's Fury fly. Just an 80 tap. Stella continue to trollops, running a bit low on time, and Inspire has enough time to let those shots fly. Got to stack back to Bo, and he catches Tisora too. Zenatsu can at least nip that in the bud, but Poppin's still kicking with the shock dart and a very low health pool. But the first one is short, and Zenatsu kills before Poppin can hold down the second frag. And with 55 HP to his name, Stellai will flip this round.
I think maybe there was an accidental bounce that kind of happened on that shock dart there. I don't think that was necessarily the intention. Understanding where it was planted. Yeah, like it should have killed. And if it killed, I think that would have been a totally winnable scenario. But just the fact that the shock bolt goes a little bit wide, despite the heroics from Inspire, really just dragging the team across the finish line, it just falls a little bit flat just at the end there. Yeah, the shock bolt doesn't find anything. And so, you know what? A little bit of a misplay. And honestly, we've seen a couple of rounds now for Envy just kind of fall to some of those very silly mistakes, for lack of better terms. This is a confidence round from Envy. They're rushing in on B.
Yeah, 0 to 100. And Stella gonna have to just try and maintain this back line. Eggster gonna start wreaking havoc as Tisora will send out his own decoy in response. Yeah, you gotta deal with that. SW, I mean, he has to take time trying to fight this out. And Inspire can just keep holding the market door to see if anybody snakes up from Boba. Stella is so restricted here, and they don't even have to look at anything. Yeah, get out of there.
Call being made so early as well. I was gonna say, after that last round, like whenever they seem to storm the castle, there's just no response from Stella to be able to walk things forwards. And I think that Inspires a really big part of that equation, because the fact that they've now gotten caught multiple times despite understanding where that Cypher player might be lurking, that just simply cannot happen. It's over before it even begins. Kane's there able to find Tisora as well, dropping down that rifle.
And I wonder where SW is too.
One of my commenters is...
I feel like if you want to do something like that, maybe you take a little more time making noise and then you go for the save, because then Envy isn't as likely to try hunting you down, maybe. But they wanted that off regardless. They were gonna look for it. Yeah. They were gonna get those kills regardless. Keep that economy unstable for Stellai. Keep the streak going. The morale nice and high. And yeah, like as we just saw, feels like they're more than willing to switch up this tempo at any given notice. But those constants, those conditions are still being applied. I mean, Inspire has been ubiquitous so far this game.
100%. And I think a big part of that is that they're not letting Stella get set up to play their game, because we see the effectiveness of when they want to push in, but we don't necessarily see those moments of brilliance when we've got them split up waiting for things to happen. This Brazilian team likes to take their time and do things methodically. And that's where we've seen them really have success. Right now, I think Envy have just been doing a great job at playing disruptive to that. Inspire obviously being a big piece of that, but as well just the confidence coming through from Kane Zera, who's started to heat up quite a bit in this lobby, makes it so that there aren't those opportunities for Stell to kind of regroup themselves, get all of that utility nice and lined up, and be able to push out, because by the time they're kind of ready to go, they're already dead in the ground.
I'm glad Kane didn't switch to a Sage here too. It's nice to see him.
You're never gonna let that go.
That confidence. No, I won't. Are you kidding? Overdrive now stable as well, so Envy can drive the hammer even harder or softer than they did the previous round, starting to get a range of options for how they can approach what should have been far more locked down. Still plenty of game to go though. Inspire is going to be met very early by Zenatsu this time with the Sheriff in tow. Space him out, box him away, force Envy to kind of bottleneck into this A-Link, and you can do a little bit of spraying on top of that, just with the Sheriffs. In fact, Stella is just going to step out with the stack, and with the saturate, they find Kane. Now you've got to frag back, and Exter, as always, playing off his own flashes, letting the rest of Envy stack take over. Woo, Exter survives for quite some time, but the pistols can chip away, and it leads this to a 2v2. Still, though, Stellai are the ones that are zoned out. They've got to try and find a way to guarantee this spike is still watched, and so they'll set up a one-way to force Envy to try and skirt. But yeah, Ion can set up the smoke on Link too, so Stellai gonna have to take the long road as Envy will renegotiate and use the Cypher ulti to guarantee that the stack is still set here. So Ion's gonna step up, go for the snake in the backstab. Oh no, Aura will just hold the Link as they rotate over to the B site. Oh no!
Everyone hiding.
And this is really bad too, because this means that they should be able to go and scoop up rifles off the comrades there. I mean, classic Stell play right now in this 2v1 now. Already getting ahead of things here. Inspire has been so pivotal in this map up to this point. Let's see if he can do it again in this 1v2.
Everything Stellai would need to take this to 2-4. Inspire's web on the one opening that Stellai's approaching. Only the smokes to set up the space. Trap hit.
Camera taken.
Inspire aware. Cam catches. First swings. Flanks out in a second. Inspire finds the pocket and digs out all the change he needs to turn this to 5-1.
Oh man, and you can see it too. The paranoia from Tisora, or sorry, not Tisora, from SW comes through. It would have been absolutely perfect, but just a mistiming and an excellent opportunity, an excellent initiation coming through from Inspire to find both of those players and make that nice and easy. I was gonna say, Stell Gaming on this last one, it really felt that it was a lot more textbook, the way that they wanted to advance there. You see the paranoia fly through, they immediately step out, and it's just a pistol overwhelming power that makes sure that that can happen. But this time, they've adapted, they've started adapting their defense now. They're trying to keep Inspire in check a lot more, because right now that Cypher has just been running rampant, and SW shuts that down, so that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, did that nice and quickly, but Envy have once again put the foot to the floor on the B site, and Kane Zera is activated. Zenatsu, nothing doing this time, and the Duelist for Duelist ditto. The rest of Stellai have carved out Boba and Market, so Envy are a little bit restricted, 2v4, and Tisora with this operator now trying to get the ball rolling. First shot taken out, Envy gets spooked, Siduzor pops out popping. And Ion in a much less likely clutch scenario than Inspire the very previous round. Siduzor can just hold this spike, and it's not even worth it. Roach! Hey, never mind. At least you find one on the way down.
Yes, as well. I think that was just a body block scenario there, because Siduzor just hanging, low HP. It's all good. Oh, somebody else died. That's fine. That's not me. I can defuse the spike nice and easy. But I like this adaptation coming through from Stell Gaming. I think that they're doing a better job now of keeping Inspire in check, which has honestly been the largest issue on this map for this team. They've just been having so much difficulty with that Cypher, and the last couple of rounds they've run it down to push a little bit more fear into his heart. And I think that that's kind of important, to play that intimidation game so that you can make sure that that Cypher does not continue to find immaculate value.
Another floated entry by Envy. Just overwhelming. And Inspire, this time on cams for the time being. A 3-stack? pressing in down top mid. You better watch this hard. Inspire gets away with one before SW can close that. And now Envy, again, just an excuse to hyperextend. Take over Boba. Kainzera flaunting that overdrive to play keep away. And so Stellai are inching forward on the vulnerable space. It's now been blocked by the smoke. And so they condense even further. The triple stack right in front of the primary fraggers. Recon Dart's gonna catch Eggster, just trying to do a little distraction dance to play for some extra time. And this Spider's Web is now set up with the personnel. 1-for-1. Kainzera on the low ground makes it easy for the crowd to decimate. And Envy now leads 6-2.
Yeah, and honestly, that was just an excellent setup. Oh no, Eggster gets caught out. Oh, it's looking so unfortunate. Oh, let's just hang back, and then we've got a triple crossfire set up. And you can see the members of Stell Gaming chasing that kill down, enabling the rest of Envy to just have immaculate timing on everything that they want to happen. So great job by Envy. They've been playing this their way, and it's been looking fantastic. Every single time that spike goes down, we're seeing them get multi-kills, seeing them push out, seeing them find their value. And now Stell Gaming back onto a save. Guy, the only one coming through with that Guardian in hand, but the rest of them just have Sheriffs. Convergent Paths, though, as well as that Hunter's Fury are online, so there are a couple of tools. And well, if you know Stell Gaming, you know that they're good for a thrifty.
A lot of preventative tools to stick a fork in the road. CD Zord hasn't been as trigger happy with the Hunter's Furies as Poppin has, though. You assume that he'll kind of use it to split the board. Speaking of which, you got a 2-stack up on B main, Inspire still with the anchor on mid, and of course, the real party's on A. SW, it's sprayed away. Comes with the territory. Oh, that doesn't! Zenatsu catches Inspire. So we can speedrun this retake a little bit.
Yeah. You see that they're all getting grouped up here. I'm so curious to see how they play this one 4v4.
Sidu is so trapped, but Zenatsu is here in time, and he's just gonna spray onto Poppin. Kainzera's already down to a shred, and the saturate pressure's him stuck in that spot too. There's 2 effective players at the moment, and now there's 2 alive players. The Outlaw from Eggster isn't doing jack either. Everybody's getting fully boxed out this round. Ion gets a free sight on his Zenatsu, though no one's watching this, and Ion is just gonna keep watching. Eggster with the cover fire, and suddenly it's a 1v1 after Guy trades away the face. Flashed away on top of the spike, and the timing is dwindling. Guy just has to hold on top of the flash, but Eggster can count and keep the streak going for North America.
Man, I think that there must have just been a little bit of miscomming there, a little bit too antsy coming through from Stell Gaming. We see both of the ultimates get utilized there. They thought that they had that one, and they were ready to just move in there, but it just is a little bit discoordinated. The fact that Zenatsu goes in alone to stick the spike while nobody else is around, that is not how you want to be able to play this round out here. It was just a free kill for Ion, and then by the time the cavalry come running, it's an excellent setup already done by Envy. And so they just kind of walk into the jaws of defeat on that last round, and rightfully so. They will be taking that tack time out because I'm sure they need to just strategize a little bit more or calm things down. That last round should not have happened the way that it did.
Seems like the lurk punishes, the one-offs are kind of the only thing that Stellai have really been able to settle into, and it feels like they're trying to use that to springboard into entire rounds a little too heavily. Just rolling up so dry, and it's not necessarily contact, it's just trying to prevent Envy from, you know, sticking their claws into the outskirts of these sites as they have so consistently. Just so tough to do against such raw aggression. It's like, how do you coalesce back against this stack? It feels like Stellai are so indecisive with how they need to react to this. Either they'll clump up when they're boxed out, or they'll just implode on a site. Like, it feels like a collapse one way or the other.
Like, I don't want to call it just quite yet, because obviously I want to see these sides swap around. I do think that Stell are a little bit better on the defense, statistically speaking, but at this point, like, at the same time, Envy are extremely defensive sided on this map, and well, they've already got 7 rounds in a row, so it's again just looking really good from Envy. And Kainzera right now has been on a tear. A little bit quiet in the previous map, but looking really good. A lot of utility.
Just start taking more and more steps. Use it as a basically dimensional drift to let Poppin get this Hunter's Fury and fully trap away SW. Brother didn't have a chance. And now the Cypher ulti coming out from Inspire to guarantee the rest of these positions, give Envy a safe ground to stick the spike down and understand just how far they can go from here. And Kainzera, oh, he hears it. He sees the potential. He sprays down the crowd and keeps Tisora from getting a word in edgewise. Kainzera just clears out everybody. And it's just Tisora that Kane can deal with too. He is up and running, folks. 8-2 Envy.
Up and running is scary for Stell, but amazing for Envy. We saw the performance that Exeter put on that last map, and this time around, Exeter hasn't even had an opportunity to do that just because, honestly, Kainzera has just been stealing the show, running away with it. This is the player that we were expecting coming into this based on how the performance was going. He looks nice and comfortable now and is fragging to really showcase that. Up now at 15 kills. Overtaking Inspire, who honestly at the start of this map was just running away with murder.
Now Kainzera is going to test the waters with mid against this eco. Zenatsu, the only one with that rifle and holding that top mid crunch, but Kane's already to it. Tisora meets it with the Sheriff. And yet again, Envy is stunted, but not stopped. Kane got him this far. Creeping onto the B site. A lot of util from Guy to burn away at, and he's actually able to hide away for a moment here.
Oh?
And Tisora breaks out. Guy has been found, so Envy can carve out the first half of this site, but everyone's already here. It's gonna be a full-fledged fight, and you know Envy's ready for that. Ion and Exeter light up the kill feed and keep the streak going.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there were those opportunities where Stell were looking like they were coming back, but we're not seeing that same level of organization come through. When I'm just looking at players like Zenatsu, more or less just kind of left alone or just asked to make magic happen. Meanwhile, Envy, like, you know, if you get into those awkward situations, they're just going to be able to come out on top of that one. And they do so beautifully. It feels like the timings that they're finding and just the raw fragability power is just looking fantastic from these guys. And yeah, like you said, now up to 9. This map could be over very soon here, Tenrek.
Exeter popping that dimensional drift. Stella trying to meet it early, and now that's been found out, but they still win it out. Tisora is kicking. And now the overdrive out from Kainzera. SW stops that too. And so many heals just dug into this, and yet Envy just keep on pressing. Inspire and Ion trying to get the tank rolling and see Duzord. Oh, your back's been caught. Now, especially with that Cypher ulti, Stella can just reset and see Duzord has made the cycle. Not expected whatsoever. And that's a great reset by Stella to take it to 9-3.
Oh boy, yeah, okay, so 9-3 half here. Things looking a little bit better from Stell Gaming, but I haven't seen a lot of that like setup that we know this team that they're good for, right? Like the flash in, the methodical push through. I genuinely think that Envy are doing such a good job at forcing the other team to play their game with just the level of just like step out and just ready to just frag out on the other team, which has honestly caught Stell Gaming by surprise. It's looking good for Envy.
And they flip Stella right up against the ropes again. The rest of Brazil trying to rally behind him. And Georgina in the audience with an interview for us.
É isso, pessoal. Estou aqui com a Georgina da Team Liquid. Tudo bom, querida?
Tudo ótimo.
Tudo ótimo. Here with Georgina, Team Liquid's Game Changer. Georgina, semana passada, foi semana passada, né?
Foi.
Vocês ganharam 23-21. Acabou de rolar um parecido. Como é que fica a cabeça para jogar o mapa seguinte, cara?
Não, é muito mais difícil torcer do que tá lá no jogo. É muito mais difícil. Mas agora tem que resetar a cabeça e focar no próximo jogo que ainda não acabou, né?
Exato. Last week they played at 23-21. I asked her how can you reset, and she said that's way easier to play than to watch, and the guys just need to reset to be on point. E agora, esse 9-3, dá pra virar esses dois duelistas? Você confia?
Confio muito nos meninos da SLA. Eu tenho certeza que eles vão virar e o Brasil é muito resiliente.
Muito resiliente. I asked her if she believes in the comeback. She said she does. The Brazilians are really resilient. Muito obrigado e bora pra esse game aí, pelo amor de Deus, vamos ganhar!
The resilient Brazilians attempt to make this a 2-0 from their projected weaker attack side here on Sunset. Down 3-9 against an Envy that looks more and more mobilized as this has gone on. Marks, the aggression may change in style, but it certainly won't stop.
No, it really won't. And honestly, I'm so upset that you made that joke just to start us out here, because I was going to make that exact same joke,
right
and you beat me to the punchline. And I'm like, there's no way you pulled that from my brain. But yeah, once again, like now that we are swapping things around, I'm genuinely curious to see how this one plays out. I mean, obviously we know Envy, they've looked really good on the attack, but they've got a historically strong defense on this map. And so yeah, Obviously, Stell Gaming moving on to the attack side. Maybe they can show us something new here, but it's just statistically speaking looking a little bit more favored towards Envy here. And Envy, once again, want to force out that map number 3. One of these teams has to go home. One of these teams qualifies to playoffs. And with how they've been shooting right now, I would not be surprised if Envy find us at map 3.
Definitely looks to be in the books. If all goes well for Envy, 4 rounds, and these pistols have looked pretty solid by them thus far. Kane, once again, ready to meet it. Big crowd, and he's gonna just lean into the bit even heavier until he finds 2.
Down A.
Thanks to Ion's paranoia, he gets an instant reset that clears the crowd. And Stellai left gobsmacked. Must press on into the remaining stack on A site, which is heavy. Ready to unload. Popping an extra, take theirs, and instantly end this pistol.
Yeah, I mean, like, no real util kind of gets utilized there either. Besides that kind of initial opening, the paranoia, the swing from Kane's air to make sure that that guarantees 2 kills. And then it's just Envy holding their ankles. And Stell Gaming, they just kind of walk into it. They've lost a little bit too much. They don't have as much in their pocket anymore to make that play happen. But yeah, I mean, it once again just really feels like they are playing Envy's game, and Envy are just having fun with it now.
They can just carry it out here and now. Keep that morale fully up and kicking. And continue to make your threats so singular. Your win conditions anywhere. Eggster does have a way out. But he ain't done yet. Stellai is though. He'll turn tail.
Oh boy.
Go for the other side, and yeah.
Not the judge, man. Don't do it to me again. This time though, it is in Ion's hands. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Cam did catch Poppin', but yeah, they must just not have been able to fully swing. Now he choked up here on A main. No access at all here. Stellai cannot trespass a bit.
And like you can see, they're just waiting for those opportunities to try and find something, but just nothing being given up to them. And once again, I think that it's just Envy running them around, you know, playing the aggressive game, pushing them back, not making them comfortable by any stretch of the imagination.
30 seconds
And it's really looking like Envy are going to take this now, 11-3. Like there's no door open here. And even though the recon bolt goes in and Spire finds one.
Spike down B.
Yeah, this looks
One enemy
about
remaining.
as certain as it can be with the follow-up. Stellai gonna try and set up in this bonus to be able to get the ball rolling somewhere. But it's just so tough to understand where to start here at this point. Envy are fully confident, fully ready to act on either of these duelists opening up a fight kinda whenever. So Stellai have so many tough decisions to make on how they can manage the tempo of their flow here. 'Cause they have that paranoid feeling that they could get caught wherever, whenever.
Yeah. And, you know, we talk about like the resilience. Obviously, with the crowd behind them, Stell Gaming have a little bit more in the chamber, but resilience from Envy is unbelievable. After that last tilter of a map, to kind of come back in with the level of confidence that we've seen them play, like they don't feel phased at all about what happened last time, which I think is a huge boon, especially as we get closer and closer to map number 3. Like, you know, feeling that confidence despite everything that kind of happened is going to be massive for their head game in order to make sure that bind can kind of fall in their favor if we do get there. But once again, it's looking pretty likely.
Stellite's heads, maybe not there just yet. Perhaps after this full rifle buy. No mid presence from Envy here. Just have Ion watching close with this judge. In case of emergency.
And it looks like the call being made from Stelle was, hey, let's just play this slow. Let's set up our trap again. Wait for them to push into us. And Envy just feel aware of it, right? Like, this is just so patient from them. And they find their opportunities, almost finding Tizora right off the bat.
Yeah, Tizora down to just a crumb of health. And He's got to try and distract the rest of his stack. Seedy's got to make it over to where the push is going on. There's just too much Ichil in the way for just Zenatsu and SW to push forward, and Ion will still get a pick with this judge before getting fragged back upon. And still, Envy step onto it, Inspire in front of it, and won't get punished. Now the rest of Envy makes their way forward with 10 seconds to go. They cannot stall, they have to fight. And Seeduzor pokes a barrel out. Kane Zera popping with the Outlaw, and now they rush in with the help of that stun. It's another crowd clearing that will take Envy to 12-3 unless Tisora has something to say about it. Poppin could just hold this, right? Yep.
Oh, no way. Yeah. Unfortunately, just too many bodies left standing to Tisora and be able to win that one back. A little bit of a different look that time. Stell going for a bit of a switch up. You know, hey, we got that Yoru presence all the way on A. Surely we're on A. And then the flood-in comes in through B. And of course, when Envy decide to pop out there, it's looking so good. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily like the blinds do a great job of like catching all the members or anything like that. It's just they are walking in independently and making sure to clear everything because they know that they can find those bullets. And now Envy, one round away, Bind just on the horizon, and this has looked stellar coming out from them.
Everybody on Envy doing their part. And yet, still so much potential to string together harder if they need to. Envy are ready to play for the long haul, ready to take this to Bind. Stellai might already be as well. Ooh. Inspire. Saturate doesn't hit him until he gets 2. And Envy can once again get in front of the problem, inch ever closer, and start shooting in their faces. Yeah, have fun with it, Kane. Whee!
Oh my goodness. Still finds the kill too. In the midst of all of that, and yeah, Inspire's standing up now. Oh boy. Yeah, there we go. That's what we expect from the Envy boys. Yeah, obviously the crowd as well. Not too happy about that one. Obviously, being in Brazil, they want their #1 to be able to walk away with it. But Envy looking so clean coming into that map. Inspire starting us off with insane kills and then allowing Kane Zera to heat up. That was the one player that we really wanted to see kind of light